Damn it. Yeah, it shouldn't be this fucking hard.
Yeah, but we're old, unfortunately, sadly.
Yeah, we are old. Well, me
Well,
a
I think
lot more from so than you.
we'll be doing backflips in Vegas in a couple of weeks. Don't worry.
That's true. All right. Damn, you even got a jacket on?
Well, it's cold. That's why. Yeah, I'm not down with this.
All right. Well, we've done 6 minutes of bullshit. Do we jump into
We're
this?
gonna cut. We're gonna cut those 6 minutes, or at least condense those down to about a 15-second intro of just bullshit of us falling apart. We're
I
not gonna
like
bore people with 6 minutes of us fumbling with our phones.
I like it. Yeah. No, that's not the way to go.
Definitely not.
All right.
Would you like to introduce the show?
Man, I wish we had a name. I don't know what the fuck to.
It doesn't matter. It'll come to us, or if anybody has a suggestion, leave that shit in the comments and let us know what after they listen, kind of get a taste of what we do. Let us know what would be a good name. You guys let us know.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tom, Dick, and Harry Photo Podcast with myself, Scott Stockton, and the homie Elmer Escobar of TNK Photo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't have a name, so if you guys want to leave us some comments and whatnot, hit us up. We'd like some input. After you get the vibe or the flavor of the stew we're cooking, maybe give us some shout outs of what you think might work.
That's the way to word it right there. Exactly.
Yeah. If y'all could have seen what was going on right before we started recording here, it was a clown show trying to get these microphones working. And basically just me. As you can see, he's got lighting, he's got a microphone.
Hey, you said 7 p.m. I was ready.
I'm in the bonus room because they're watching loud ass TV downstairs. It's getting wild down there. Like Ella's watching Outer Banks. You ever heard about that show?
I have not.
Like a bunch of treasure hunting crackheads. So it's just loud and obnoxious. I guess we got to do an intro of ourselves, huh? Tell them about yourself, Daddy.
Let's see.
Outside of being hot.
Outside of what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do, and I say we because TNK Photo is my team. Something that came together pretty organically. Just a bunch of people that like shooting, put them together, teach them the same style, so that way, if I'm booked, I can send out my team, and I know they're going to kick ass. They're going to do the same lighting techniques, the same posing techniques, but more importantly, the same customer service that I'm very adamant about. As you know, you've gotten to know me. Like, I'm very, very keen on making sure that our couples are happy. That's the most important part. Beyond that, I mean, it's just, we're here in Southern California, but we kind of go all over the place, as you've been to New York with me before. We didn't get to shoot one of those, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Maybe segue into Scott's introduction.
Yeah. No, we had two up in New York, and one didn't go through. We had a night before cancellation, but that led to some good, high quality shenanigans in upstate New York.
Well, yeah. I mean, you make the best of it.
Yeah. I am Scott Stockton. I'm based out of Charlotte, North Carolina, but like Elmer, will shoot all over. Met up with him, like he said, New York for a shoot or two, turned into one. Been to his house a few times. We've had birthday parties together, and I run a solo dolo operation in the Carolinas. That being said, I do think we have a very interesting story with how we met. Mm-hmm. When I was kind of first getting into the flash game in photography, off-camera flash, because for a lot of photographers, and for myself, when I first started, man, that shit was daunting. And you go to the MagMod community and you see all these people doing all these crazy things. Sometimes one light setup, sometimes two light setups. Cats are using gels, different modifiers, and it can be overwhelming for like somebody just brand new to the game. So it took some simplifying, but I reached out to you because I was just YouTubing, anything off camera flash photography and stuff like that. I came across your YouTube, and it's pretty wild because I left a comment, you engaged, because I've been a fan, so I didn't know if you were going to reply, because a lot of people on YouTube are douchebags.
And you're not the first person to say that. There's actually several people on our team who he's told me, Jeff, he goes, I sent out a message to like 10 photographers. He told me this recently. He goes, I was going to hit send on yours and I closed it out because I go, he's not going to answer. And then he goes, fuck it. I'll send it. And he sent it anyway. And he said out of the 10 photographers, I was the only one to respond to him. And I go, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, if somebody's being complimentary and being nice and took the time to watch your video, why would you not at least acknowledge it and say, thank you for the view? That at the very minimum. You know what I mean? So that's where that came from. I was like, I saw that you posted a few comments. I'm like, oh, cool. So I responded to each one of them because I go, you took the time to watch and you took the time to comment. Least I can do is respond.
And it was only about a month later that we started dating.
Did it take us that long?
No, it didn't take us that long. No, he responded to my comments, and we just started talking more. We exchanged numbers. I told him he was pretty. He said, I'm pretty, and before you knew it, we started dating. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But that's, where's the first time we met up? Was it Vegas?
I think it was WPI,
no.
Wasn't it?
No, it was North Carolina. So this goes to show you.
Oh, that's right. So I had we were going on vacation to Tulum, I believe it was. And I think that, I don't remember if I went home, like came back to California first, or went straight to North Carolina because I was supposed to shoot. So I was just kind of 2-1. Was it not recording?
Something happened and then it stopped for a second.
It might have stopped recording because there was a phone call coming in.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just continue from here. We'll just cut it.
Okay.
But I remember I was messaging you, and I wasn't going to have an assistant on that wedding, which I don't like because I was like having an assistant. And for destination weddings, we usually don't because travel costs, whatever. So then I was like, well, screw it. I'll throw it out there. If he's down to assist, great. And if not, then, no big deal. We'll be able to handle it. But yeah, that was the first time that we met. I remember, we were like walking around the hotel, and there you show up ready to shoot, eager and happy to. I was very happy though. I'm like, this, I didn't know you. You know what I mean? You could have just said no, screw that. But I was happy that you came through.
Yeah, man, that was fun. And then, man, who was your second shooter?
Isaac.
Got to meet Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
He was fun, and then we shared some powerful beers in the hotel room after.
Dude, whatever you left us with,
Imperials. Speaking of Imperial,
what percentage was that?
They were like 12, 13, 14%.
Well, your boy didn't really drink back then, and didn't read labels. So I was about 4 or 5 beers deep when I realized this isn't a Coors Light or some plebeian drink like that.
Yeah, no, I wanted to
I was laid the fuck out. It didn't take very long.
No, yeah, I see. That's why I like those. Damn, this about to turn into a craft beer podcast. No, I like those.
We'll cut that short.
But I'll reel this back. You had a destination wedding in my town and invited me to come assist, and Isaac was there, and and that was a wild wedding. Remember them? My man came in. Hold on, we shut out again. I think you're back now.
Yes, my bad, dude.
Oh, it's
fucking cocksucking Yelp. That's what, dude. I fucking hate Yelp. They can all go eat a dick. Hold on.
Poppy's back.
All right. So I don't know where that shit cut off, but yeah, go on.
We had some calls, so we're just learning this stuff.
Hmm.
Apparently, if you
So
get
I think next time, maybe we're gonna
mode,
have to allocate a certain time and just put this in an airplane. We can't even put it in airplane mode because it's fucking connection on this.
all right. Well, then we gotta. All right, we'll look up something. There's got to be.
We'll do not disturb. We'll do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that shit right now. Actually, give me 1 second, dude, just so we don't get nonsense.
Shit, I might as well too.
There we go. And I think we left it off
Where
when you come back. We left it off.
Where do you see "Do Not Disturb"?
Scroll. Scroll from the top down where you do the Wi-Fi and all that.
Yeah.
And then you should see like either like a moon or like a Z or something. Let me see.
Damn, I don't see shit.
Unless you don't have it there.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just keep rolling.
Yeah, I mean I was the one getting the stupid phone calls, but where were we at?
So we were saying, so we were talking about Charlotte, and it was an Indian wedding, and the groom came in the Ghostbuster car.
Oh yeah. And I'll send you those photos too, and I'm sure I have, but I'll send them to you again. That was fun.
That was a fun wedding. And then from there, I think the next time we saw each other was WPPI.
Was that right before COVID?
Oh yeah.
That was when everybody got sick. I remember they mentioned that. Like, I forgot which group mentioned it, but yeah, a lot of people got it bad. Didn't you get real sick after we left?
Oh, deathly ill. And so I'm sure I was one of the super spreaders in North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
And I shot a wedding like 2 days after I returned.
Maybe we don't say that.
Yeah, but at that point, nobody really knew that it was in the U.S. Like,
right? Yeah, no, absolutely.
There was like one reported case in like Washington State or some shenanigans like that.
Yeah, or like Waxhaw or something.
Yeah. Oh, it spread. What was spreading it around, and then from there, I think it was New York City for a wedding.
Yeah, they got it bad.
But we had some good times. But yeah, that's how we met each other. From me leaving comments on his YouTube, and since then, just creating a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, dude. Like, a lot of people try to keep friends from middle school or high school or whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if we're really friends, I don't care when I met you, how long we've been friends, we're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
And on the same side, on the other side of the coin, it's like, just because I've known you for so long doesn't mean we need to be friends. Like, it is sometimes, people are here for a season and then they're gone. And that's the thing that I love about our friendship is we still talk every single day. Well, when you pick up.
I pick up at least. I pick up. Like, we'll have some. We'll have some. Okay, yeah. There is some times where I won't, but then in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll pick up the next time, and then I fall asleep. But usually every day at noon or 11 or noon my time, we do about a power 1 hour call.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not every day, but yeah, like whenever time allows. But yeah, I mean, I think that that's a good intro as to how we met and how we've built this, and now we're trying to build a little podcast here. We're going to see how we can guide it into a certain direction.
Yeah. So apologies to everybody on my end with the audio. I will sort out the microphone situation and kick the kids out of the area that I do have my little bootleg ass studio for the next one. So that will, and yeah, we'll only get better with time. This is the first time doing shenanigans, and we'll show you guys some shenanigans at the end of us or me trying to get this microphone to work. But that is us. We've had some fun times, and I think we should dive into like some meat and potatoes here.
Yeah, so what we did is we wrote down a few topics to discuss so that way we're not just swinging wildly in the air. So which one do you want to go into first?
We can do the first paid gig.
First, see, this is one that I was looking at a hard drive that I had yesterday, like an old one from 2006. Here's the thing that's crazy. I saw it was 2006, 2007, 2008, I think even 2009. Like, that's how small the files were. where all this stuff fit into this hard drive.
Dang.
And I couldn't get it to boot up because it was from a PC, so I got to figure this out. But I was able to get some images from a website that I remember I used to do some hosting on, and I found the very first paid gig that I did. And it was, and I kind of just took the, like, I'll go first kind of thing there. My bad, dude. That was rude.
I'm glad you did.
No. So, you know, the very first gig actually came from back in the day. Me and my friends, we used to, I mean, I'm still into cars, but back then we were really like into cars. We would go to street races in the Bronx. We would go to drag races out in, I think it was Elizabethtown, New Jersey, or Englishtown, New Jersey. So we were really like in that community. So if I have a camera, I go, well, what am I going to shoot? I'll shoot some cars. One of my friends, Steve, he had a 540 BMW, like a really nice black, 540. So I would hop on the outside of the back window and just do like a slow panning shot, like 20th of a second, just to get like the background blurry and get him or get the car as focused as possible. Well, he posted those photos on like a BMW forum. So where, people were sharing things about their cars and stuff like that. And it caught one person's attention and said, hey, would you be down to do a photo shoot of my car? And he asked Steve, because Steve also did photography. He used to go and do some exploration with us at like some other stuff. But Steve was like, yeah, I don't think I can handle it. He felt nervous to take on a job, like an actual paid thing. Because at the time we were just doing it for fun. Like we were just literally just picked up a camera.
Yeah.
So he's like, I think you can do it. And I think, he'll pay you. So he's like, I think you should do it. And I was away at school. I was upstate New York, about 4 hours away. And I charged them $250. So I took a 4-hour bus ride from college down to Long Island, around that area. We did the photo shoot, I stayed for the weekend, and then 4-hour bus ride home back to college. And I remember editing those photos on the bus ride up and just fucking loving it. I literally just got paid to do something that we were doing just for fun, countless times. And it kind of gave me a little confidence, like, because the $250, I was what, like 20, 21, and I think it was 40 minutes worth of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I go, this is pretty sweet. Okay, there's something here. And that's kind of like what really set it off, that I'm like, yeah, I think I can do this shit.
Yeah, but you were wild, because then you traveled all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast by yourself.
Well, I mean,
start a life in the West Coast doing photography.
That relates a little bit also to that first gig. So being into cars and all that, I bought my S2000 in 2010 or 2000. No, 2000. Yeah, 2010. And I bought it. I don't know if I ever shared this with you. The S2000, the reason I'll never sell it is because that car to me signified that I could do what I love to do for a living and buy nice things. I was 24 years old and I paid for it in cash. I didn't finance it. So to me, that was a nice thing. I was like, my birthday present to myself. I remember that was my justification when I bought it. I didn't need to that's what I did it. So yeah, that car got me across the country from New York to California with a trunk about yay big. That thing is tiny. And yeah, I just got sick and tired of living in New York in the cold. So, especially for what we do, you know how it goes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. What was that last Long Island shoot that we had, or that you had? That was
it Greco's wedding? Greco's wedding. And then we went to Brooklyn, and you guys wanted to go shoot at the Brooklyn Bridge. And I said, you're out of your fucking mind, because I've lived there. I know how that shit is. And you're like, no, we're going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the day you had that shoot with them two girls out there, dude, it was windy as fuck. That was almost unbearable.
I mean, props to them for putting up with it for that long. Because to me, I don't know how you feel, but when I'm shooting, I don't feel the cold. I'll feel it as soon as we're done.
Yeah. I think the way I work, and I have probably more of an more anxious personality than you do.
No,
like once it's time to like focus, like my mind is just obsessing on that, so I won't feel any of the cold. But I mean, another thing with anxious personality, there's no way in hell, and you know this, that I could have done what you did, getting in a car and driving across the country, not really knowing what was about to happen. I would have had anxiety attack after anxiety attack.
I think that came from a little bit of ignorance
Which
because
was,
yeah, because I was 24 years old. I had just turned 25. I quit school because I said, fuck this. It wasn't teaching me anything. I was going to school for photography. And I felt like I was looking around and I was seeing like all these students and I go, these guys are not, these kids are not doing, or at the time they were my peers, whatever. They're not shooting unless they're given an assignment to shoot.
yeah,
Meanwhile, me, Laney, Steve, Hunter, we're getting in our car, driving 3 hours upstate New York and exploring, let's say, these hotels that have been abandoned since the 70s or the 60s and shooting that just because it's fun.
yeah,
I didn't need a professor to tell me that that's what I need to be doing.
yeah.
So when I looked around and I went, all these people are just waiting for instructions. Like, if you're passionate about this, no one should be telling you to go out and shoot. So I remember having that moment and calling my friend and going, fuck it, I'm moving to California. I'm done. Hit me up later, we'll grab some lunch. And she was at school. And yeah, it was just one morning. I woke up, I called my boss right after that. I remember I was still in bed. And I called him like, hey, Chris, after December 3rd, don't book me on anything because I'm moving to California. He goes, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. He's like, we'll talk later. I'm like, all right, bye. And that was it, dude. It was just kind of like, once I make up my mind, that's what I want to do.
Dang. Yeah, so I don't, I guess we're similar to you and me, and I guess just a lot of beginning photographers. Like when you first get in the game and you get a camera, like you do a bunch of free stuff just because you love it, and if you got so like I think I had a similar case with like some friends that we had known that just got engaged. So I was like, oh, I got a camera, I'll do them for you, and I fell in love doing that. My first paid gig was like a wedding where I shot it the entire day for like $300 or $500, somewhere around there.
We've all been there.
And I thought I was the tits getting that money. I was like, oh, wow. Wow, this is big money. I can make it now, $500. But
how old were you when you shot your first wedding?
It was like 35.
Okay. All right. So it wasn't terribly long ago.
35, 34. Yeah, it was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And, but I remember falling in love with that. Like I enjoy being able to have the different aspects of the day for a wedding, and it wasn't until after that, you post some photos, and then you start getting some inquiries online, and then people start paying you more and more money, and like you said, like you had that light bulb moment, like, oh shit, there's something here.
And truth be told, I mean, from a human perspective, it does feel nice when people compliment your work.
Oh, yeah.
I think especially more so in the beginning. At this point, I feel like we've been doing it for so long that it's just kind of like we appreciate it and we say thank you because we're not dickheads. But in the beginning, I feel like there was a lot more weight because it's just like, oh, it gives you that confidence that maybe I can do this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember the first time somebody reached out to you to put you in a magazine?
No, I wasn't aiming that high. I feel like in the beginning,
I wasn't.
Dude, every single like stepping stone to me was fucking amazing that this is even happening. So to me, the magazine was not something that like I was aiming for, I guess.
Now I will say, both of us have been in Tamron magazine. I'm just gonna toss that grenade into the
pot. Facts right there.
Yeah. Shout out to Tamron. No, but I would just remember getting paid that tiny amount of money, which seems tiny now, but at that time it was just like, wow. Like you said, it was just exciting that somebody's willing to pay me to do something I love to do.
Absolutely.
So that meant everything. So like when you start having these goals and dreams, and then someone starts to pay you to do something that you enjoy, that's what really started opening the door for me. Like, oh, this is a possibility to do this for a career.
And on that note, dude, like that's what I look for when I hire someone. So when me and Sergio were talking about this earlier, when I'm hiring someone to join the team, I'm looking for that enthusiasm. If I see that to you, holding a flash, spreading the dress, and helping us out is a chore, get the fuck out. I don't have time for this. Because when I was 21 years old, 22 years old, do you know how happy I was to assist?
Yeah.
And I assisted by accident. I don't think I ever told you that story. But one of my friends needed a day off, and I was doing nothing. I was just going to school. And he goes, "Hey, dude, like, I need a day off. Would you mind assisting this photographer? And, just on this day." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." I showed up. I was assisting. I'm like, "Oh, there's cocktail hour food. There's, all this." And it was just a matter of, like, making sure that the person I was assisting was happy, making sure that I was one step ahead of them to make sure that we're moving smoothly.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is fun as shit. So when I look for, we've had some people come through, and not everybody, we don't hire everybody, we can't. And I think that that's a big, very important thing to protect, what your brand is,
Yeah.
because they're representing you when you're not there. So if you don't have enthusiasm, go somewhere else where enthusiasm isn't a prerequisite. But with us, it is.
Yeah. Now I remember, because when you came here and I was going to assist you, I was like, "Man, you ain't going to pay me shit." You paid me anyway because you said nobody works for free. But
100%.
my grind mindset was, because I had done it many times before. I was like, I just want the experience. I just need to get the experience, maybe get a photo or two that I can use for some, because outside of that free wedding, it's hard to get some damn wedding work if you don't have any a portfolio for shooting weddings. That's why but you got assholes now that still won't do it for free. They still find reasons why they won't do it for free. But like, we came from, like, I guess I'm older than you, but we have an older head kind of mindset where it's about grinding and getting out there and getting the shit that you want to put out, instead of waiting around for somebody to hand you something for free or hand you an opportunity. Because if you wait around to get that first opportunity, instead of jumping at it and doing some stuff for free, it might be a long time you waiting.
Yeah, I know. And there was something, we were having a discussion recently with this owner of this venue. And one thing that she said that really stuck out was, sometimes you just got to be there. You just got to show up.
Yeah.
Sometimes just being there is enough, because you're going to learn something, or the correct person who is the connection that you need will be there. And you don't go into a situation like that, but it's just a matter of just showing up. Yeah. Because if you didn't show up to assist, who knows if we would have became as good friends, maybe as quickly or at all, or you know what I mean?
Man, I was nervous as shit that morning. I was like, man, I was like, man,
I'm listening.
I was like, he's not gonna like the way I'm holding these flashes. I'm gonna hold it in the wrong direction. I'm gonna grab a camera and he gonna be like, "What the hell is he doing?" I was nervous.
No. And but that's also, I always say this about minding the source of who you assist. Now, you were a grown, you're a grown ass man. Like, it's a little different. But like, if you're a 21-year-old kid that wants to go and learn how to shoot, or you learn how to assist or anything like that, mind who you're learning from. Because if you're learning from a miserable piece of shit, what do you think your vision or idea of what wedding photography is? Yeah. It's this miserable existence of a job. If you assist somebody that's happy to teach and happy to show you, and like when I was showing you, I was just like, I was trying to keep it as simple as possible. Just hold the light right here, angle it right here, and that's all we need. It's, but you saw it throughout the entire day. Even some people were stressing out, but not us.
Yeah,
we're here to do a job and have fun. Like, as long as we're doing our job, we're doing our, what we're supposed to do.
Yeah,
and they're gonna feel the energy that we bring. So why let it be anything but positive?
Yeah, and maybe on another episode we can tell people about a dust up we had with a venue owner in New Jersey.
That's a story for another time. Yeah.
If we're
there were a lot of expletives thrown his way.
If we're talking about people that were stressing out, we could talk about him one day. Yeah.
And that motherfucker deserved it too. Thank you, by the way, because I was busy going back to work.
Yeah. No, we slapped him verbally so quick. And you know what was funny? He wanted to. He kept coming back and looking every now. He wanted to say more, But I think he came back and was like, he saw the scene. He was like, I don't want enough of that.
We're gonna save that story for a different
That's a
because that's a nice long one.
that'd be a pot on its own right there.
And fun as hell too.
Fuck it.
Actually, you know what? That could be the topic, and I'm gonna write it down in the notes. Could be photographing friends or relatives' weddings.
Yeah,
because that was Greco. Yeah,
that was a fun one. God, what else did we have on the list there after that?
I'll tell you right now. How we met, we already put that. First paid photo gig. I put bitches, but we're gonna cut that out. That's just for us. You know what? Let's close it out. I think because I don't want to just ramble on forever.
Yeah,
I think we'll make it short and sweet. The cliche of if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I'll let you take this one first.
Oh, it's complete bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really love what you're going to say if it's what we talked about earlier, but the general theme is like if you work for a 9 to 5 or something like that, and once the clock hits 5 and the phone rings or you get a message, you're not going to give a flying fuck because it's not your job. You don't own that business. Yeah. It's not your passion. But if it's something that you own and you're passionate about, the work never stops. It's box. So just because you love it doesn't mean you're not working. And like you said, and I'll let you take over here. In a lot of cases, it's more work.
Absolutely, it's more work because, like for us, we have to worry about editing. We have to worry about emails. We have to worry about, on my end, it's keeping my team happy. Because at the end of the day, man, like that is very important to me. If you have to be happy working for us, if you're not, let me know how are we going to make this better. So you have to be a problem solver. And I feel like, what I said earlier to you last night, I finally sat down at 9 p.m. I turn on YouTube and I'm going to relax for a minute. I crack open a beer and I get an email saying, hey, what are you looking at over there? I saw your eyes.
My son's in here playing some kind of boxing game. But
oh boy.
So I just see his hands punching the air and it looks very.
Can you tell Ella just to choke him out just so we can finish this?
Might have to.
All right, so we can cut this out. Yeah.
No, we're leaving that in. But you.
All right.
You were saying you were watching YouTube and you got a call or an email.
Yeah, and it was 9 p.m. I usually like my day. I work out early in the morning, take the dogs to the park, get some editing done, answer emails, get blog posts ready. Sometimes I get to film, this. So then by the time 8, 9 o'clock rolls around, I want to relax a little bit, at least for an hour to just unwind before I go to bed. Last night, I open a beer at 9 o'clock and I see an email pop up and it says, hey, we'd like to move forward with you guys. Can you send over the contract and, invoice? And I'm just like, yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas like if you're working for a company, you could just be like, well, my hours technically ended at 5 p.m. So 9 p.m. I'm not answering this. Or you may even just have those emails notifications shut off after a certain time. Yeah. With us, I mean, I've gotten emails at 10 o'clock at night. And if it's a new, inquiry, I'm responding to it. Because why the hell would I not do that? That's literally somebody going, hello, I'd like to give you work. Why would you not be proactive? So
you were watching YouTube and a bag came knocking on your door.
It went, hold on.
Hello?
Who's there?
It's a bag of money.
I mean, and that's what it is, dude. Because like, I think about, and this could go on for a whole other tangent, but being from another country, I go, my life could be very fucking different right now than what it is. So when somebody's giving me an opportunity to work, to have fun, to give my teamwork, to, make a living, I'd be stupid not to respond as soon as it comes in.
Yeah.
And having automated responses help. Not completely automated, but like the bulk of it, and then fill in a few blanks to make it personal to what they are asking about.
And a lot of people don't realize, and this could be a topic for another day, is the second that inquiry comes in, it's like the clock of your chances of getting that business starts. And the longer you wait to reply, the quicker maybe somebody else they reached out to replies. And a lot of people will just sign with whoever responds first. Like if they get on,
Of course.
oh, I like that person, before they talk to anybody else, they'll
Yep.
buy into it. So when that inquiry comes in and you own a small business, you got to stop what you're doing if you want to get that bread.
Can I tell you something that I don't know if I've ever told you this story. It happened once. I waited 10 minutes to respond. And by the time I respond, this was like 2014, 2015.
Damn.
Lesson learned. I think I took about 10 minutes to respond, and somebody had already responded. And that's what he told me. He's like, oh, I'm already chatting with, and I go, I'll never let this shit happen again. So now I have automated responses ready, and it takes me, 30 seconds to fill in a few blanks. Go. Let's keep this moving. Now, one thing, to add to that, one thing I do hate is when I email a business and they answer within like 5 seconds and it's just a complete automated robotic response. That I fucking hate. It drives me. Just don't respond to me.
Yeah.
Respond when you can actually send me something that's pertinent to what I sent to you.
I even hate it on Instagram. I have some photographers.
Yep.
And they're friends of mine, and we have conversations, and I'll DM them like a question or something, and I get like 8 auto response options, and I'm like, cocksucker, just fucking write me. But like, what? Turn that off.
Exactly. I feel like maybe they feel like it's a professional like way of doing things to have that, but to me it just feels impersonal.
Yeah.
And it just makes me. There's something about it that doesn't feel authentic.
It's cold.
So, there's a balance of responding, but also responding, and that's why I always throw in a little, so if it's a certain venue, like I always mention the venue or mention like a little something about it or a question that they ask. I make sure to answer that, not just send an automatic response.
You know what I've started doing, and it works. Like I will because their phone number comes in on the inquiries. Mm-hmm. I will record a quick little video of me with like. My little, I can have every now and then I can have a bubbly little personality.
So, you always do. Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay, sweet. I said, so let me just show them a blast of personality real quick for 30 seconds and let them know I have the date available. I'm interested and would love it if they'd like to jump on like a no pressure call. We can just talk my philosophy and blah, blah, blah. And I get that out to them, and I get more responses back from stuff like that than
interesting
than I've been doing. So that's one thing.
I might try. I've done that like once, but it didn't, and once shouldn't be enough to tell you what it, that's not a sample. So maybe I'll try it again. But yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I think I might try that again.
Lovely personality and a beautiful face. So like you're missing a trick here. Like you could be getting so much business from these little videos.
All right, OnlyFans it is. Is that where we're going next?
If only this body could do something on OnlyFans. So I guess that's us wrapping up there, guys. But if you want to leave us any comments, send us messages, let us know the type of stuff you want to see. We could do some gear talk every episode if you want. I've been shooting with the Canon 135 recently. Elmer's been shooting with the Sigma 105 that they sent him. So we could definitely show you guys sample images and talk, give some little gear reviews on here or something like that. Anything that interests you guys, it could be about us, about the industry, whatever, flood us with it. And we can make sure we're making content that makes you guys happy. You got any closing words, Daddy?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like throughout the week, I think that what we're going to do now that we have this notes document shared, anytime you think of something, we're going to put it on there, possible topics of discussion. So we do have some ideas, but if, we see enough interest in a certain topic, we'll tackle that. And, as openly as possible, like how we're doing. That's what I wanted to do. Cause the videos that we normally film are more like, in a way cold, you know what I mean? Cause we're just talking to a camera, but when we're talking back and forth like this, it kind of opens up a little more freshness and a little more realness to actual topics.
And next time I will have a better setup. And also you guys, and next time, maybe we'll make it a goal to actually have a name, but you guys can help with that. So remember,
it'll come.
Shoot us any ideas you guys have. That'll help us out.
All right.
I guess that's it. All right,
until
guys.
Next time.
We love you. Bye-bye. Did I also say free Top G? I'm
100%. 100%.
I better cut that out.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll end this, get it uploaded, and try to cut this bad boy up.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is in the notes, I'm gonna post or I guess maybe not in notes.
And
Where can I do it?
the fuck is wrong with you? Every door up here you were opening and closing? Like you ain't see me working, dog? I'm about to give you the business when I get off here. Nah, you better get jacked up with the old one too, son.
You know what? I'm gonna email you like the first photo shoot photo. I'll email you the smug mug to the wedding that we did in North Carolina. I'll send you the photos from Vegas.
Ooh, yeah. If you
Um,
get a okay, good, because I mentioned
yeah,
that Ghostbuster car, so we can show that.
yeah. So Vegas photos.
And I got a
Uh,
bunch. I have some photos. I mean, I have some like. You know what? It would be a funny little clip to play over that without the sound, is you and me sprinting through the streets at my old spot.
do you have those videos? I don't know
Yeah,
if I have those.
I
Okay,
have.
yeah, you can throw those in.
Yeah,
I mean, or just cut it and fucking let it play with the sound.
yeah. Nope.
All right, so I'm gonna put that sprinting videos. What was the other one that I wanted to
Ooh,
send?
I got some good
Oh,
ones of you. Remember on that hammock in New York City?
oh yeah,
Yeah, I'll find some stuff.
Brooklyn.
Yep. The lesbian.
Okay, I think that's pretty. Oh, and I'll send you also the car shot.
Oh yeah.
Car shot. The hotels. I think I probably have the photo somewhere. I'll send you a couple of those because I did mention it. If you want to add it on. If not, the upstate New York hotels that we used to break into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send all this over, and if there's anything else that you need when you're editing, just hit me up.
Will do.
All right.
Hi, Daddy.
And if you know what I would say also, if you wanted to clip, if there's a 10-second thing just to post it on Instagram on stories,
Yeah.
just to kind of get people to like, hey, something's coming.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. Cool. All right. I'll send this over right now. I'm gonna go upstairs.
All right, man.
All right, dude.
Later.
Later.